As I've been discovering since I arrived in Lebanon a little over a year ago, Lebanese politics and its economy is baffling. And so Minister Watt's visit to Lebanon is a great opportunity for him to try to make sense of it all and gain a deeper understanding of Lebanon and what makes it tick. And also to learn about the challenges that Lebanon is currently facing and if Australia can do more to help. It's also a great opportunity for the Minister to meet many Lebanese Australians living here and to hear your stories. Why, for example, you've decided to stay here when the times are tough to help Lebanon through this crisis. And as I'm sure you will proudly tell him, one of the answers to this question, I believe, is that you want to continue to enjoy all the wonderful things that this beautiful and friendly country still has to offer.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, particularly our esteemed Australian alumni gathered here tonight, I am delighted to be here in Lebanon for my first visit into the country. I have to say though, that coming from Australia, coming from a community like mine with such a vibrant Lebanese Australian community, it feels somewhat familiar. So many Australians know someone of Lebanese heritage. So many Australians have a friend of Lebanese heritage. So many Australians have that depth of warmth of feeling for the Lebanese people, and that transfers so easily to the country of Lebanon. Like some 250,000 other people of Lebanese descent, they call Australia home today. And we're fortunate that for over 160 years, Lebanese Australians have enriched Australian life and society, and that so many have maintained their connections to families and communities in Lebanon. The deep people-to-people connections that Lebanon and Australia share is further enhanced by our highly talented alumni, many of whom are here with us tonight. Empowered by a world-class education, you are wonderful ambassadors for Australia's education, science, research and innovation sectors. You reinforce the professional linkages between institutions, businesses and governments in Australia and in Lebanon. But perhaps most importantly, you are the innovators and the change makers that can make a positive contribution to both of our countries, particularly in times of need. And right now, we all know that Lebanon is experiencing many difficult challenges. And the extended Lebanese family in Australia feels the pain of the overlapping and prolonged crises that are being endured here. The Australian government is continuing to provide humanitarian assistance to Lebanon. We've contributed over 133 million Australian dollars since 2017 to help Lebanon respond to the Syrian refugee crisis, to the economic crisis, to the COVID-19 pandemic, and to the aftermath of the Beirut port blast. Last month, the Foreign Minister, Wong, and I announced an additional $7 million in funding for food and monetary assistance to vulnerable populations in Lebanon as part of a $10 million funding package to Lebanon and Jordan. Long-term solutions to Lebanon's economic crisis will of course require broad reforms by the Lebanese government. And in my meetings with Lebanese officials during this visit, I've continued to call for the election of a president and the formation of a government that can implement the reforms that are so urgently needed. Communities like this one here tonight are all the more important in times like these. So I look forward to speaking with you all during this wonderful event in this magnificent setting, which celebrates the ever-strong ties between Australia and Lebanon. Thank you.